here we are once again. It is a beautiful day for Helmet Ball here at the San Francisco Wave Chasers Stadium. And we are watching the Los Alamos Atoms versus the Wave Chasers. This is your favorite host, Brenda Bronson, and I'm joined in the booth today with Dash. Ita? Am I saying that right?
Yes. Yes, my name is Dash Ita.
Okay.
So it's Ita, not Ita. Dash Ita would sound very silly.
You're right. Now that you're saying it out loud, like, it does sound silly. So Dash Ita. Okay, I've got that in my head, and I'm not going to forget. Dash, I haven't worked with you yet. It is such a pleasure to meet our exchange program commentator. I'm just so excited.
I'm so excited to work with you as well. It's there's been so many stories about the great Brenda Bronson, everybody's favorite, and I'm so excited to work with you. It's truly an honor.
All right. Well, it looks like we've already got a penalty on the field against the Atoms, and that's going to be one count of sliding. So, the Atoms were getting too slip and slidey out there so far, which is interesting because it's not a very moist day today. So I don't really know how they managed to do that.
It's surprisingly dry. I think maybe to say oiled up their shoes. Sometimes we put a little shoe oil. I say we as if I've ever played, and I haven't, but we put a little bit of shoe oil over in Dinserbong, and we find it helps us glide a little further on the field.
That's a good point, and especially since all of these fields are AstroTurf, in order to save on water, that would make things exceptionally slippery out there.
It would indeed, especially on AstroTurf. I hadn't thought about that.
Yep. These are the things that we get paid to think about here. So let's take a look at what we've got going on down on the field.
Culberson's been sacked twice in a row. It's very embarrassing for him. He just stood there like a bad boy and got knocked right down.
And so did Rowe, back on the 50-yard line. I'm hoping this isn't a repeat of earlier games where they just couldn't get away from the center of the field. But, it's too soon to tell. So we've got Searson passing the ball to James. And now we're down to the 40. All right. That was a little bit of progress.
Indeed, we are definitely making some progress. I do see that the San Fran Wave Chasers get 218 offensive yards per game on average, which is very bad, considering where they are at this point. I think I saw that they were ranked 31st in the league.
Is that right? I actually,
think that's what it said.
I hadn't quite caught up with that. That's not very good at all for the Wave Chasers.
No, it's not.
They are doing a little bit better than the Atoms, though, at 3-2. Isn't that right?
That is right. We do see a penalty on the field here of rock, paper, scissors, and paper's been thrown. So it's good news for the Wave Chasers.
Extremely good news. Here we are, just trying to push it down into the end zone. Will he make it?
And that is LaRon James with a fantastic run. And let's see, the refs are debating on if it's good or not.
I didn't see, so.
They decide to not make any public announcement. We just get to guess. That sometimes is my favorite part of the game, is the guessing.
The guessing game is definitely thrilling in Helmet Ball. Tell me, what do they... Now, so this might just be coming out of nowhere, but... In your country...
The Great Dinserbong, yes.
Yeah, in your country. So do a lot of people go to the Helmet Ball games there?
Oh, yes. The Helmet Liga is very serious. It is the primary employer for the whole country, especially in my hometown of Michael Jordan.
Oh, that sounds so beautiful. Say that again.
Michael Jordan.
Oh, that sounds so pretty.
Thank you. Is right next to the beautiful Mount Endu.
Oh, wow. Beautiful.
It's so gorgeous, even though it is an active volcano. But so pretty much everybody works with the Helmet Liga in one way or another. And so we find ourselves, if it's not a game that we are specifically working on, then we go to the games to watch them. Is most of what we do.
And do people go like as couples?
Yes, there's lots of couplings that goes on. There's dates to go see the Helmet games, and it's very cute. It's very sweet.
All right. Well, it looks like San Francisco is finally on the board with only 3 points, but you know what? They are doing their darndest out there.
Indeed, they got a great field goal, and now we're going to see if maybe the Atoms can do more with it this time.
Something tells me they might not be able to.
They might not after that run by Keaton. It was not great.
Hardly running, one would say. Hardly.
It was a power walk by Keaton to get just right outside the lines.
You know, and that is also a strategy.
It is, because let me tell you, not very many people expect the power walk. And then you're like, wait, did the whistle blow and I didn't hear it? What's going on? I'm so confused right now. And then everyone goes whipply wobbly, and then the game's pretty much over by that point anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. I followed everything that you just said. So let's take a look at this instant replay here.
Keaton has a great run.
It's a beautiful run.
He's brought down at about the 20-yard line, which puts us pretty much right in what I believe you call the danger zone.
It is almost in the danger zone. That is correct, yes. So let's see if Keaton can make it. Well, he couldn't make it a little further. He did try, though.
He tried, and sometimes over in Denzabunk, if you try hard enough, you get a pity point for your team.
Well, let's see if they can get any pity points today.
Oh!
Very good.
I believe that is, the refs are going to talk again. Maybe they're going to tell us. Maybe they're not. Who knows? They are going to tell us it is a touchdown.
Sometimes they like to play coy. So that shoots the Atoms right over the Wave Chasers in our second quarter here.
Were you about to say that it shoots them into first place?
Because I was about to say that, yes.
You're technically correct. They are first place in this contest of two.
That is right. You know, thank you for making me feel better about that little slip up. I'm usually always so precise with my words.
Oh, well, don't feel flustered. I know that I did graduate from the top of my class from the University of Miami, Denzabunk. But don't feel intimidated just because I'm, maybe a little bit of a bigger deal over in. Just what I'm saying is, we're both people. We both put our pants on.
Yeah, we
One
do.
leg at a time, I assume.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Also, maybe you stand in one leg, you put your foot in one leg, and then you put your other foot in the other leg, and then you pull up. That's how I put my pants on.
If I'm feeling really good in the morning, I just jump out of bed and shoot my legs into the pants as I jump out of the bed.
Oh, do you have some suspended, so you can just hurl yourself out and then make sure you get the trajectory right?
Yeah, no, they're just ready for me. I set them up
incredible.
The night before. That's how I know it's going to be a good day, is I get the pants move.
Brenda Bronson, I always knew you were an accomplished commentator. I did not know you were such a great mathematician. Because the mental math you must do to get all that equations and everything correct is just so impressive.
Yeah, it's it's taken a lot of practice over time, but I think I'm finally starting to nail that move.
I may need to learn from you. I may need to take some pointers, because that sounds like a great way to intimidate the day and say, Day, I'm not going to let you get me down. I shot myself into my pants this morning.
Exactly. That is exactly right. And we've got the chains out. Let's see what our call is here.
It looks like we do have a first down.
All right.
The game continues in this first half.
So when
Searson's just standing there wide open.
He was just waiting. He was just waiting, wasn't he?
Yeah. I'm sorry, you were going to ask a question.
Yeah, just, about your country and your customs. When people when people go on dates there, like, what do the guys do for the gals? Like, anything special?
Well, I mean, everyone is free to do whatever they want for anyone else, right? Guys do things for guys do things for gals do things for guys and gals.
Oh, of course. But say in this instance it was a guy, between, but dating a gal who, maybe they worked together and then they just never really... Anyway, yeah, so you were saying...
Yeah, sorry about that. But there was, just real quick, there was a somersault penalty on the field.
A somersault penalty? That is so rare.
Indeed. It's very rare. But comically, this is my second game commentating, and my second game was a somersault penalty.
Oh, you just must be lucky.
I am very lucky because I do love a good somersault. But let's say in your hypothetical situation, if...
Hypothetical. Yes.
Yes. Great.
It's hypothetical.
Okay. Well, normally what would happen would be if the guy asks the girl out, then they would go to maybe like a bar or a coffee shop, or sometimes they might go to like a... Well, I don't know if you have them over there, over here, I guess. But back home, we have Grendel cafes.
Come again?
Grendel cafes.
So
where we have little Grendels running around that you can play with and pet and spend quality time with.
Like a cat?
Similar to a cat, yes.
Oh, but it's not a cat.
No, much longer tail and prehensile.
Oh, no, I don't.
Do you not have Grendels at all over here?
I can't say I've ever come across one, so, I can't really know for sure on that.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's disappointing. They're very affectionate.
It's like must be a regional thing.
And let me tell you, going to a Grendel cafe, especially on a first date, is just the best way to get everyone feeling friendly and in the mood for romance. So my go-to when I'm on a date with someone is I will take them to a Grendel cafe and we will grab some schmazen and see, just kind of see what happens and talk about all sorts of things. We like to get into really deep discussions,
Okay.
Mainly, what the weather forecast is bringing with the isobars and the pressures and whatnot.
And do you ever take, like, body shots off the waitress? Like 3 in quick succession?
I've done that once before. Yes. But honestly, that was like a 5th date.
Oh.
That's something that I have to... I don't know about you over here, but that's something that I have to work up to that. It's a very intimate experience.
Maybe it wasn't a date. Anyway, all right, so we are at the top of the 3rd here.
Well, we're at halftime. We're
at halftime. Just kidding.
The end of the 2nd.
Right. Okay.
Ooh, Brenda, where is your brain, Brenda Bronson?
Not quite here. Let's go to break.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Promo and You'll Miss It, the Blink and You'll Miss It promo, where every promo is over before you know it. I am James, your host, and we're back to talk to you about what Season 1 of Blink and You'll Miss It was about. Well, we talked about all of the Blink discography from Cheshire Cat up through the deluxe edition of California, and we also talked about Boxcar Racer and Plus 44, all of which is available now on the Scavengers Network, so go find it and enjoy.
We're back from the half. So now we're at the top of the 3rd. And the kick is off to Rowe, and we'll see what he's able to do with it. Oh, he almost ran into the ref. That would have been very funny, but I did just remember that your ref's a hologram, so it wouldn't have actually done anything.
Yeah, he wouldn't have been able to do that, but that was a real fun zigzag pattern that he had going there. They usually in practice, they will just drill those zigzags for days. And he really nailed it, I think.
Do you know why zigzags are called zigzags?
I can't say I do. I always thought it was because of the noise they make on the field.
It's actually because of a famous Dinserbonk helmet baller.
Oh, really?
Yes, his name was Zigzag, and he refused to run in a straight line. He would only do what is now referred to as the zigzag pattern.
Wow. Well, you are just so knowledgeable. I really appreciate that about you, Dash.
Well, thank you so much, Brenda Bronson. Is something that obviously my whole life I've been dedicated to the game and, just making a big impact on commentating. And I want to be able to bring in those little tidbits of information. Do you know where tidbits comes from?
No, please tell me.
I was hoping you would know because that would be a great piece of information to share, but I don't know.
Maybe we can get one of the interns to tell us.
Yes.
They can look it up.
That would be great.
Joey.
Intern? Kyle?
Steve's.
Oh, sorry, who?
Well, there's what? Joey and there's Kyle.
Oh. Well, let's send Joey and Kyle out together.
Okay. All right. Go. Can you look that up? Okay. All right. Great. Yeah, just send me a text. Okay. Awesome. Hopefully we find out soon.
That would be just fantastic. The Wave Chasers, by the way, are making their way down the field. They're having a very good set of... Oh, maybe I spoke too early. That was a quick drop. But this possession has been very good for them.
It really has. They're making a lot of progress. Some would say chasing those touchdowns down the field. And it looks like they got it again. Let's see what we... It was good.
Yes, Chester Flanagan with the reception to give them the first touchdown of the game. And when a player has gotten the first touchdown for the team over in Dinserbonk, there's always a little ice cream float waiting for that player when they get back into the locker room.
That is so sweet.
Wait! Oh! The play was reversed!
Oh my goodness!
Oh! Someone's ice cream float is going to go nowhere.
Just right down the drain. That is too bad.
Oh no! And then a turnover.
This is just an embarrassing day for Searson.
Quentin Searson has just he's going to get some very harsh words spoken to him in the locker room. I can feel it in my bones.
Let's just hope that, his heart is up to it. To hearing those harsh words.
I have a feeling that, with as long as Quentin's been in the game, I think that he'll be able to handle it a little bit.
Absolutely. He is definitely a seasoned quarterback with the Wave Chasers. He has been... I don't think he started his career with them, but he's been with them for quite some time at this point. So I think about 5 seasons or so.
Yeah, it's pretty great. And here's a great big throw and another turnover.
Wow. This time from the Wave Chasers. That was impressive.
That is very exciting. I do love a game full of turnovers.
Turnos, is that what you call them in your language?
It is sometimes a little bit of a fun thing to say. Is it's a turno.
A turno. I like that. That's pretty catchy.
Yeah, I think maybe that should be a thing that we bring over here.
Yeah, maybe we'll start. I'm gonna start using that, I think.
If you were to have a phrase for me to take back to Dinserbonk and get along the commentators going, what would you say I should say?
Oh, this is really like the exchange part of the exchange program, isn't it?
It is.
I really think that Big Boy Throw is one that we really throw around here a lot. You love to see a good big boy throw when they just don't skimp on any of that arm power and just toss that dang ball right across the field.
It's a big boy throw. I have heard that said, and it is fun to say. It just bounces out of the mouth.
It really does, doesn't it?
Big boy throw.
Just like that.
Speaking of, the Wave Chasers get a touchdown and then do a surprising 2-point conversion, just barely getting it in before the offsides, the out of bounds, whichever one it was. I can't, is it, so when you go outside the lines, is that offsides or out of bounds?
Well, sometimes we call that being messy, depending on the situation. And I think that one was a being messy.
Indeed, they were almost very messy, but then they weren't, and now they're up by a full 7 points.
You know, sometimes it just works. Yeah, you gotta just be real careful.
Hold on, I'm getting a piece of paper here from Kyle.
Oh!
So, apparently in the UK, tid used to mean fond or tender, and so a tidbit was originally a small piece of food that was tender. It was like a tender morsel. That was a tidbit.
A tender bit.
And so then it just became small bits of things, usually that were enjoyable.
So like the soft parts that are enjoyable.
Yes, like the enjoyable soft parts.
I see. That makes a lot of sense. We just have a big dog pile happening right now. Even the ref wanted to get in there. Those boys are just fighting over that ball.
I would love to see what a holographic ref would do jumping into a dog pile like that.
Yeah, that was a really interesting tactic from that holographic ref.
I think it is very fun and gives a lot more like personality and character to the refs that I would worry might come off as a little too robotic.
Right. Yeah.
I should not say that. You have a robotic commentator as part of the team. I did not mean any offense to the computer pig.
You know, I won't tell if you don't. We'll just keep that one between us.
John Pork, I think is his name. I know there's some sort of food involving a pig as part of his name.
John Ham, I think. But with 2 M's, so it's not really like a food thing.
Well, then my apologies to the computer anyway.
That's very kind of you.
As much as I would love to keep this between us, we are on air, so it will be a little harder to do that.
That is an excellent point, Dash. I did sort of forget that for a moment, but, it's a good thing you made an apology. I'm sure there will be no hard feelings between you and John Ham, the computer robot.
Well, I hope that
AI?
is the case. What?
Oh, I was just trying to figure out if it was an AI thing or like a computer thing. Maybe they're the same thing. I'm not really sure on the terminology, actually.
I think it's an AI that has become somewhat sentient.
Yeah, he was acting a little funny,
human
wasn't he?
feelings or something is what I've heard. I have not had the pleasure of meeting him yet. But
that's a little concerning. But all right then.
Yeah. LeBron James gets a little closer to the first down line. And
intimidated by that, we've got the Adams calling it timeout. Hopefully they've got some good strategies happening. Searson passes to James.
Is that right?
And there's a tussle. Just a whole tussle.
Just a big tussle. Did I say that right?
You did. Your accent is really good.
Thank you so much. I try very hard to, get things and say them the way that a lot of you say them. So, I really wanted to make sure I was hitting the t sound in tussle, very hard. So, it was a tussle.
Yeah, exactly. That was perfect.
I think now, by the way, since we're in the last minute and a half of the game, and the Atoms are down by 7, I think we might see a few more big boy throws here in the last bit.
That was perfect. You used it perfectly.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I was taught by one of the best.
Oh, you
Brenda
are
Bronson.
Too kind. You are too kind. Let's see that was a great throw to Hodges.
That was a fantastic throw.
Trying to push it right down the field.
They are in the let's go right now, which is where since they have no more timeouts to call, they have to either try to get the ball out of bounds or just get ready to go snap the ball again because they have very little time left.
Yeah, they've just gotta The coaches have got to trust their team at this point to make the right decisions on the field. And let's see how they do.
Everyone's just kind of shifting back and forth. That was a lot of fun to watch them just be like, oh, I'm going to go this way. I'm going to go this way. And like the whole defensive line was like doing a little rumba. I loved it.
It was great. You know, they just had to make sure, I suppose they had to make sure they were just right in the right spot. You know, sometimes that's important because you want to make sure you've got the ball lined up horizontally as well as vertically across the field, those X and Y axes.
It's very important to get. And speaking of get, the Atoms get another 6 points. They got a touchdown.
Are we going to tie up this game in the last 40 seconds?
The kick is up and it is good, I believe is the way that y'all say that over here.
It is the way we say it over here, so we've got a tied game now.
Amazing. Also, did I use the word y'all correctly there?
You know, I barely even caught that. That was perfect. You know, because it was just so smooth when you said it. It was.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. That was very good. Very good usage of the word y'all.
I have been learning so much, and Alfredo has really helped. He gave me a good kind of rundown of what to expect. And I must say it's been a very good experience so far. So,
I am so glad to hear that. All right, we've got a penalty on the field.
Oh, it's the wrist holding.
Wrist holding penalty.
The wrist holding for 2 times.
Both wrists at the same time.
Both wrists at the same time. This is getting into very dangerous territories. This is where normally we would bring out the knives and just cut off the wrists.
Well, all right. That would be a choice to make, I think. And that is not a choice that we are making today. So, interesting.
Yes, I was talking in my last games that I commented on. I was with I'm going to mess up her name. I know I will. So I hope that she does not take any offense. But Patricia Brarbugs, I believe was the name. But we had a very interesting talk about the differences between some of the penalties and punishments. And there's a turnover.
Oh my gosh, and he's just running away with that ball.
Say Odelay, because Beck has just intercepted the ball. Do you say Odelay when you're excited about things over here?
You know, sometimes we do. Yes, sometimes we do.
Great.
Great.
They try for a field goal and they go very bad.
That just did not go the way that they had planned. So we've got the Wave Chasers.
They get the ball back.
James is running the wrong direction, just kind of sideways there. But, you know, sometimes that's what you got to do. You just got to go sideways and hope it works out. It did not in this case, but, you know, that's...
It did not?
It's a valid strategy.
They get the snap off right at the last second. Let's see if a big boy throw will take this. No, Eli Finch will get dropped, and we are going into extra minutes.
Overtime. We're going into overtime.
Is that okay? Overtime.
Very good. You got the T just right there.
Great. Should I hit the O very hard as well?
Knock yourself out.
Overtime.
So we are in overtime with the Atoms at Wave Chasers tied 14-14. Atoms with the ball on the 30-yard line. For those of you just joining us.
Let's see what they can do with it. I have a feeling that Matthews will come into play here. No, it was Grant. I was very wrong.
And the refs are just waving around.
They're just waving around.
I said,
maybe they are the real Wave Chasers.
Oh, maybe.
That was a bad joke. I was trying to be like Gene. I believe
yes.
Is your yes.
Uh-huh.
He's always with the jokes, and it's so fun.
He's so fun.
My brain does not work as fast as his, and sometimes I like to try and pretend.
It was a valiant effort, Dash. It really
Thank
was.
you so much. Thank you so much, Brenda Bronson.
So we've got Matthews just completely clotheslined down on the field here with a penalty.
Oh, it's another rock, paper, scissors penalty.
Oh, all right.
I wonder what they will...
Chasers.
They're calling paper.
Paper once again. That's paper twice in this game.
It's quite some...
We don't want a third paper called.
We don't.
So that things would go very badly if they did.
Let's see if... another incomplete pass. The ball was not brought under control by the time the player ran offsides. I mean, out of bounds. Messi, I can't remember.
That one was out of bounds.
Okay.
But
here comes a great run from Keaton.
He just kind of spun around there.
Almost getting the first down.
Almost. Not quite. Got a good instant replay there showing that excellent form. Just wouldn't drop the ball till the very end. Holding it like a little precious brown egg.
Like a precious little brown egg containing a sack baby.
Yeah, exactly. Just like that.
Do you have sack babies over here?
Explain sack baby. Because if we do, we don't call it that, I don't think.
Okay, well, first of all, field goal from the Adams. Good job.
Beautiful. Thank you, Adams. Beautiful.
A sack baby is when you take like a brown paper bag. Oh, that's going to be the game. That's right. You play sudden death over here. So that's the end of the game.
Oh,
I'll explain sack baby off the air.
Let's do that off air. Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. That was a thrilling game.
Congratulations,
and it was so
Adams.
nice to work with you.
Oh, Brenda Bronson, it was fantastic to work with you. Thank you so much for letting me sit with you and talk and laugh and cry a little bit.
Just a little.
So, do you have a sign-off?
Yeah, I'll lead out with my signature sign-off. They've got it on t-shirts all over. This has been Brenda Bronson. Thank you so much for tuning in with us today. As always, grab the helmet by the balls.
And I'm Dash Itta, and good night, goodbye, go home!